Yo, what up, everybody? So this video is going to be one of the easier ones we've done in a while. Not too much math. That's only towards the end of it. And, yeah, I kind of just wanted to go over a couple things. I don't know, try to ignore how long the hair and beard's getting. I haven't really been doing anything hair related for a while. And I don't plan on doing so as long as this quarantine's going on. So, anyways, let's get into this video, what we're doing for today. So again, the agenda is really for me just to remind myself what I got to cover. The most important thing is we have a Arizona and Gateway grades announcement. Basically, Arizona has updated their rules and educational laws for grading during this COVID time, and I want to go over that. Some people are requesting that I do a COVID-19 updates. What I have ascertained from reading and doing around, so I'm going to make sure I take care of that. My contact info, I'm going to repost it and talk a little bit about another option you might have in terms of doing some work here. And then finally, the algebra homework review. That was the only math part of this video we're going to be doing. So let's go on. First of all, this grades announcement right here. So this guy, I'm going to turn my face off because I don't think that I am needed for this guy right now. I'm just going to go ahead and transition. Okay, my face is gone now. All right, so the student version here, this is what it says here. As an early college, Gateway Early College High School has high expectations of students. We also understand that school closures have created extraordinary circumstances and difficulties for us. The school closures have also created a lot of rumors and speculation regarding grades in classes. Some high schools are doing this, some high schools are doing that, but we are not some high school. We are Gateway Early College High School. We are geckos. How obnoxious, but this is what we are being said here. The point is, a couple things aren't changing. We are not canceling our core classes. Math, English, science, social studies, and electives necessary to graduate will be required still. We're still issuing letter grades. We are not going to be doing any pass-fail stuff. That will be reserved for college stuff only, up to your college teachers. And Gateway is counting all the work from January all the way until the end. But here's the good news for a lot of people. Your grade can only go up. Right there. If you log onto Canvas when assignments are posted and complete the assignments, like if you turn in literally anything, like you attempt it, you try it, you turn in some, at least I scribbled a couple of things down and I did a few things, you will get the same grade. So you had a 90% in my class and you get every single problem wrong and you only do half the notes, but you did something every single assignment, you will still have a 90% at the end of the semester. That's it. It's that easy. You will be passing your classes. So hopefully that is some good news for you guys. And furthermore, your grade can go up. So as long as you were at least at a 30% before the break, you had a chance right here just to bring your grade back up. And that's the first piece of information, is you guys can relax about getting perfect grades on stuff. Mainly because your grade can only go up from here. If you are somebody who really, really needs their grade to go up a whole lot, you can message me and I might be able to work out some kind of extra credit project. But if you guys have noticed, for my class, and this is for me specifically, this is not for all classes, I'm just going to say it again, I am grading on participation only. I am not going to be grading on correctness at all. I don't want math to be something stressful. So I'm going to reduce that stress completely and say, you know what? If you're trying, I'm literally going to give you 100% on everything. So every single student's grade is going to have a chance to go up. I just need you to participate. I need you to attempt it. That's it. You try your hardest. I will make sure your grade is going up from here. That's all I need you to hear. What does all this mean? It says here, if you had an A in your last progress report, do your work, you will get an A. That's what I just said. If you had a B, do some work, your grade can go up. That will not drop below a B, goes for a C. And if you have an F, you're present on Canvas, will earn a C. And now it says, notice for Montanaro's dual enrollment, English 102 class only. They do not apply because it's a college class. College classes can do whatever they want. So if the college class, wants to continue doing grades, they can. They can do pass-fail. They can do what they feel like doing. If you have more questions about a grading policy or you'd like to talk to me about it, please email me, let me know. Contact info coming up later in the video anyways. So let's get rid of this guy. Now we're doing that COVID update I was talking about. So I'm showing a website here, 538. Experts think U.S. COVID-19 death toll will hit 50,000 by the end of April, it says. And the reason why I'm posting this is, if you notice, this was April 17th. So this was actually, a week ago. And just yesterday, the United States did actually hit 50,000 deaths. We're at 51,000 now. So this is a fairly accurate website. I just wanted to say, even a week ago, they're accurate. And I want to go over something they posted yesterday about corona cases. Viruses are growing in many states, but passing in others, because we've seen some good news and some bad news. So we have good news here. In places that have done really, really strict social distancing measures and closed a lot of places and were like, hey, don't leave the house kind of stuff, they're doing great. California, actually, they haven't had a whole bunch of new cases at all. They peaked actually way back last month. Unfortunately, Arizona is a state that has not decided to do the strictest social distancing measures. You're still allowed to go out and get your takeout food. I'm guilty of that myself, I gotta admit. You're still allowed to go shopping as many times per week as you want. There are not a whole lot of parks that are being closed, so people are still going out into the parks. And in general, it's not, we haven't had the strictest measures. Yeah, a lot of restaurants are closed. Yeah, the movie theaters are closed. Yeah, a lot of the fun things to do are closed. But unfortunately, we're still going up. However, we do have good news, and that is this guy, University of Arizona, Public Health, they did a model. I showed this last time, and according to them, we are going to hit our peak on the 26th of April. That is in 2 days. You can find a few other websites that say that we're going to be hitting our peak probably tomorrow in terms of the number of deaths and things like it. So we're going to be the worst of it tomorrow, and then we'll finally start going back down a little bit. So that's that. That's all I'm going to say about this coronavirus, other than the fact, kind of like I was talking about before, it seems as a country we've done pretty well flattening the curve, doing what we had to do, and I'm happy that has happened. I will refrain from further speculation about what's going to be happening later, because nobody really knows, and all the experts are in full disagreement. They don't really know what's going to happen. Some are having worst case scenarios of a second wave is going to be worse, and some are having best case scenarios of it's gone and not coming back. But neither of those two statements really have a lot of scientific foundation. So for now, we're just going to say we should keep our social distancing measures and whatnot until the CDC says otherwise. Anyways, contact info I was talking about. This is my email address for those who don't know. It is carson.richards@gatewaycc.edu. You can contact me there and email me. You are also able to set up a Google chat and a Google video chat or voice chat through this email address, and I will respond to you. A lot of students have been liking that better than WebEx, so if you want me to do that, I can. I also have the second statement here. Email by Tuesday if you'd rather do Google Classroom for math. To make a long story short, I had basically everybody turning in their notes and whatnot when we were doing Google Classroom. And now that we're on Canvas, I don't have as many people turning in their work. So I talked with Mr. Boyd, and Mr. Boyd did approve me to switch to Google Classroom for students who want that. So all you got to do is tell me. I'm hoping by Tuesday, so I can just have it ironed out and done if you're going to be on Google Classroom instead of doing Canvas. So that's why this video is posted to both, is you are going to be allowed to do both Google Classroom and Canvas if you'd like, or if you one or the other, I'm sorry. Just you can do Google Classroom instead of Canvas. That's pretty much it. I've actually already recorded the second half of the video, so I'll be cutting back to my face and time traveling in a second here. I hope the rest of your day and your weekend goes wonderful. At the end of the video, there is a little moment where I say, hey, here's proof that you actually watched this thing. You can do that later. See ya. Have a great rest of your day, a great weekend. Bye-bye. right, so I'm actually recording this one first before the other one, so it's a little bit strange for me, but going back in time. Anyways, these are the 4 homework problems that we have to go over together right now. Before, just make sure that you understood what was going on. Your instructions were to graph these guys, and we had to graph them. We had to make sure we included that axis of symmetry and 3 coordinates. So let's go ahead and get that done. So our first thing, we had to write down what our A, B, and C are. A equals 1, B equals 2, and C equals -7. We were guaranteed to have what is called our axis of symmetry. Our AOS is going to be at that coordinate. X equals -b over 2a, so -2 over 2 times 1, which is -2 over 2, which is -1. So we have the axis of symmetry at x equals -1. After that, we had the coordinate where we take the -1 and plug it into x. So we have f of -1 equals -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 7. And that's going to be 1 minus 2 minus 7, which is -1. Sorry, 1 minus 2 is -1 minus 7, which is -8. Which means I have my vertex coordinate of -1, -8. After that, we also have what I call the obvious coordinate. The obvious coordinate is, like I said, if we plug in 0, you will always get C every single time, so 0, -7. Let's go ahead and graph this guy up. Oh no, where's my straight edge? My straight edge has disappeared. Oh no, it hasn't. Here's my bookmark. Here it is. This Pokemon bookmark has come in handy, my guys. There we go. And we need to start making our tick marks. So we have to go up to 8, looks like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. X. F of x, these are both counting by 1, so these are both 5s then, and we need -1, -8, which is all the way down here, and 0, -7. And then our third coordinate is, because this -1, -8, that creates our axis of symmetry that was so important for us. That's going down the center here. That axis of symmetry means it's the same on both sides of it. So if it went 1 over to get to this coordinate, it's going to go 1 over to get to this guy. Now, that might not be enough for you to create the entire graph, so you might want to plug in 1 or 2 more coordinates. That is totally optional. I'm going to plug in 1 or 2 more so I can make sure I get a nice, neat little picture for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in, how about 2, just to see what I get. This is optional. You don't really need to do this, but I like plugging in extra coordinates just to see what I'm getting. So I got 2 squared plus 2 times 2 minus 7. It's going to be 4 plus 4 minus 7. That is 8 minus 7. And that's 1. So I have the coordinate 2, 1. So 2, 1 is right there. And then if I go over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I get the same exact coordinate on this side. And I think that'll help me create a nice, neat little picture, having that 5th coordinate. So you don't need to do that, but it did help me make the picture nice and neat. All right, let's continue on. We have 3 more to go. So this one's going to have bigger numbers, a little bit more obnoxious, but not the end of the world. Let's get going on it. So same exact idea as before. We have to write our A equals, in this case, -3. By the way, a reminder, that means we have a frowny face parabola this time. We got B equals 12 and C equals 11. And x is always going to be equal to -b over 2a. So we have -12 over 2 times -3, and that's going to be -12 over -6, which is, in this case, +2. Now we need to take that 2 and plug it back in. g of 2 equals negative 3, 2 squared plus 12 times 2 plus 11 equals negative 3 times 4 plus 24 plus 11. Oh, by the way, I'm doing these fast because these are supposed to already be done. You're supposed to have finished these already. This is just to check your work. But if you need me to go over them slower, please come into my tutoring hours. I've had more and more people coming by, and it's been good just to have a couple conversations here or there. All right, so we got negative 12 plus 24 plus 11. We got 12 plus 11, that's going to be 23. So we have the coordinate 2, 23. Then, just like before, we have the obvious coordinate of 0, 11. Okay. And just got to make our graph up. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm stopping at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. X, g of x. These are counting by 5s, but these ones I gotta go all the way to 23. So let's make these count by 5. Let's make that 25. Nice. So we got 2, 23. That'll be right there. There's my vertex. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my axis of symmetry going right down the middle. So my x equals 2. And then I got 0, 11, which is going to be just barely above it. And then using my axis of symmetry, I got 1, 2, and I got 1, 2 over here then. So that means I have the coordinate 4, 11 in addition to this guy. I think this one I don't really need that fifth coordinate. I don't think I need it this time. If you feel that you need it, go ahead. Oh well, maybe I did need it just to make it prettier, but that's what I did. Okay, I'm happy enough with this parabola. Let's do the next two. So the next two I did warn you that had fractions, and that's okay. We're allowed to deal with fractions. I said to use a calculator. So let's go ahead and let me show you on the calculator how we could do this. So we don't have to do any of this by hand. We could just make the calculator do the work for us. So we're going to go to our good friend. The website is called Desmos. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to get you guys up here. Let's get you guys on Desmos here. Okay, I gotta click some buttons here. So let's see. Okay, there it is. I am gone. You can see, I guess, my little part of my arm there. Transition. Okay. We're gonna start graphing, and we're gonna graph this guy on Desmos so that I, don't have to do as much work. And I did want at least a couple of coordinates, but we could do a few of them on our own. So let's do it right here. Let's make it do h of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 7. And there's our beautiful parabola there. So the coordinates that you should have had, look at this guy at the bottom and click it, and it tells you what it is. That's negative 1.5. comma negative 9.25. I'm writing them down on my paper so I can make a graph for myself later. And they have these crazy coordinates up here, negative 4.51. Let's not do that. Let's do the ones that we know, 0, negative 7. And again, we knew that one because it is always that C number that's up there in that top left-hand corner there. And then over here, this guy, if that's 0, negative 7, and we got... it took negative 1.5 away, so we have to go another negative 1.5. That'll be up to negative 3. Let's talk about that really quick. So we had 1.5 going this way, so this coordinate right there is going to be negative 3 because it's exactly the same in both directions. 1.5 that way, 1.5 that way. The total is 3, so going 3 to the left over there. So we have the 3 coordinates. Maybe I could put that one down here because it's not showing up for me. Negative 3, negative 7. Boom, there you go. Now it'll actually show up for me. So hopefully you did this graph again, I did want you to have your own sketch of it, but this is the graph that should have shown up. There's no reason for me to draw it again if this is what you should have had. And again, I highly recommend using this website. It is a great friend of yours, but you don't have to use Desmos. If you don't like Desmos, you have another option. Another option is called Wolfram Alpha. So let's do another website for the last problem. So the last problem, we had k of x, and if you just type in k of x equals, and then type in the problem itself, Wolfram Alpha will do the same thing. Whoops. Hopefully my computer keyboard is not too terrible here. But if you hit this in graph, it will most likely tell you most of the stuff about it. So it kind of gave you a cute little graph here. It tells you these roots. These are like where it crosses the x-axis. Look at those crazy square roots that we have. Here's our maximum, 201 over 16. This is why I don't like this as much. I'd much rather have my Desmos, because if I go to Desmos and do this, oh, come on. Can you not paste? There you go. Yeah, if I do it in Desmos, so much better, so much prettier. And it tells me what my graph is right there. There's the top of my graph. We got looks like 1.375, 12.563, and then our other coordinates 0, 5. And maybe this one's a little bit harder to figure out. So what's this one going to be? Well, we need 1.375 plus 1.375. I wonder if this will do it. 1.375 plus 1.375. There it goes. It tells you right there it's 2.75. So we have the coordinate 2.75 comma 5. So let's go ahead and put that down. 2.75 comma 5. Right there. So you get 2.7. And again, that was because this was 0, 5. That's 1.375. So I just added another one to get that third coordinate. And again, you didn't have to pick that one. You could have plugged another number in. You could have plugged in, like, watch what happens if I do this. If I type in 1, k of 1, it'll plug 1 in for me. So it's plugging 1 into the problem for me. So just 1, and it's telling me that coordinate is 1, 12 is on my graph. And I could have done that by hand if I had gone back. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Firefox here. We're going to transition. If I had plugged 1 into this problem here, I could have done this by hand. The only real problem here is that, get the 7. The only real problem is that vertex. The vertex is so annoying to do without a calculator, because that vertex that we found was the 1.375, 12.563, and Wolfram Alpha showed us that crazy fraction. This is when you really, really want to be able to use a calculator, and I recommend getting used to either Desmos or Wolfram Alpha, one of the two, because they will be greatly helpful for you, not only in your high school math, but also your college math class. If you don't have one of those other calculators at your disposal, you'll always have this because you always have your phone. Anyways, I said at the end of the video that you want proof that you actually watched this thing. So the proof that you actually watched it, in your little sentence to me, I need you to tell me about the most recent TV show that you watched. Just write a sentence about it. Just tell me what your favorite TV show was. You want to tell me more about it, that's fine. How awesome it is, I understand. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.